I almost forgot my hat, and I do not want to do that. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here as we finish out the album Signals by Rush with the last song. It's the final countdown. Released in 1982. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this album alongside with me, because I thought it was really fun to listen to this one, especially with the whole synth revolution, I guess you could say, that's going on in here. I think it sounds absolutely fantastic, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So let's go ahead and finish it out with the last track, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Let's go.
Coming up on 45 minutes point in our countdown. Everything going smoothly. T-minus 45 minutes and counting.
I like that beat without the snare. Really interesting drumming. This is a lift off. Feels such a good music too. That break into the synth.
T-minus 27 seconds. We've lost before we got to press sequencer start. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15, 14, 13.
Okay, I guess liftoff is coming.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We've lost the main engine start. We have First precise window in space for main engine cutoff. Mark 2 minutes 40 seconds. Columbia now 39 nautical miles to altitude, 42 nautical miles downrange. Columbia, you're looking a little hot. All your calls will be a little early. Young and Script really moving out now. Velocity now reading 6,200 feet per second. Glad you're joining. Columbia, Houston, we have 40 seconds to LOS. The bigger LOS, you're looking good burning over the hill. We'll see you at Madrid. And we enjoyed the music, Bob. Thank you. Oh, we enjoyed it. We just wanted to share something.
That's a cool track. I have a question for you. I want to know your thoughts on something. How do you feel, personally, how do you feel about the mixture of the launch, the shuttle launch that's going on? How do you feel about the mixture of that within the song? I want to know your thoughts, before I talk about my thoughts on it. I think that it actually works really, really well in here. It can be overwhelming, and in less than able hands, it would be overwhelming. It'd be too much to listen to within the song because it pretty much is constantly going. You are constantly hearing instructions from launch control. You are constantly hearing the T-minus this, the sound effects of the shuttle itself as its engines and its thrusters begin to, whatever engines and thrusters begin to do. As they begin to rumble, you can hear all that throughout pretty much the whole song. It is going the whole way through. I gotta hand it off to whoever mixed the album first of all and mastered it, produced it, because I think they did a fantastic job of using the sound effects appropriately within the song itself. Here's what I mean. In the lighter moments of the track, like through the verses and such, which, by the way, I love Peart's drumming in here, especially in the beginning. I love that beat without the snare, but it comes on at the very end, and then eventually... That's a great moment. That's the great rhythm. You would expect nothing less from the rhythm machine that Neil is. But what I like is that the vocal parts from the transmissions are used in those lighter moments. Then you can hear Alex with the atmosphere on his guitar, a deep synth line from Geddy, I would imagine, and of course the bass. Those are like the deeper instruments, and those are used with the booming engine sounds. Those are used with those thrusters as they begin to tremble and shake. So there's a nice kind of balance between the lighter moments with, of course, the regular band and, those transmission speaking parts, and then the heavier moments, but using those engine sounds to kind of give it that extra boom, that extra lift underneath everything. So I think that's a really cool idea and a way of balancing this from a production side of view. I think that they did a really, really great job because, like I said, if it wasn't handled properly, it really could be overwhelming and it could be too much, especially throughout the whole track, which it does. But let me come back to this beginning right about here. Not there. Right here. See, like, even there you hear the slight vibrations of the engines, or what it sounds like the engines, but mixed with that synth just a little bit, and of course Alex's guitar. So it's tastefully done. And I feel like it's a really cool moody beginning as well, before we get to the more exciting parts, which I'm getting to right here. See, like, this is in between the fills. Of course, this is like the launch moment of the track, but it's used in between the fills in the spaces of that break that we're getting that liftoff, so to speak. And then in the solo, in the heavy, like fun, adventurous solo, that's when we have those engines back there. And they're just kind of bubbling beneath, like a slight tremor on the ground. Not like tremors with the, what were the monsters called? The graboids? I love Tremors 2. Tremors 2 was one of my favorite, like, well, anyway. But like, I think it's really well used here. And it sounds great. I love Neil's drumming, his syncopation, his neopation. I just love what he does. I love how he does it too. And to be honest, I was watching just a few weeks ago from now, I was watching a video of the Challenger disaster. And I was watching, I guess, there was video of someone was filming the actual families and the viewers. So it was sad, of course, but interesting to see their reactions to what was actually happening, which we know happened. And talking about the theme of the track as well, as someone who is in Florida, is in Orlando, so is very close to seeing space shuttle launches and all of that kind of stuff. While I've never been to an actual shuttle launch, when you're on this side of Florida, you can see them from your house. I can step outside and I can watch them going up, and it is really cool. It is something I think that someone who's grown up here, and probably a lot of Floridians, like, you kind of take it for granted. But it is a really cool thing when you can watch it on, TV or online. You see the live stream of the shuttles or whatever going up, and then you can, like, just look outside and you can just watch this bright star basically just going up. And it's not as distant as a star. Like, it's not just a little pin thing. It's like, you can see it. You can see the shuttle itself. You can see the body of it and everything going up, and it's really cool to watch it. And one thing I will say, and any other Floridians and Central Floridians will kind of know what I'm talking about. One thing that I love is just how I guess unique to our culture it is here. Because at shuttle launches, you'll go outside in the neighborhood, and everyone will be outside. Everyone will be outside on the streets looking up at it. It is a really cool thing to do that. You'll see kids outside, people make little, like, celebrations. Like, it's really cool. I just like how you can go outside and everyone else, all your neighbors are also outside just watching it. I mean, it's a magical thing, I'd rather go in space than the ocean, I think. The ocean's scary. Lit up with anticipation, we arrive at the launching site. The sky is still dark, nearing dawn on the Florida coastline. Circling choppers slash the night with roving searchlight beams, this magic day when super science mingles with the bright stuff of dreams. Because it is kind of a melding of dreams, fantasy, fascination, and science. Floodlit in the hazy distance, the star of this unearthly show, venting vapors like the breath of a sleeping white dragon. And he goes on to describe the shuttle and the drama and the tension in the air amongst the people. I think the band does a great job of handling that musically. The earth beneath us starts to rumble with the spreading of a low black cloud. A thunderous roar shakes the air like the whole world is exploding. Like a pillar of cloud, the smoke lingers high in the air in fascination with the eyes of the world we stare. Yeah, it's a really good track. It's a really nice theme. And like I said, I think for myself living here, like, it's something that we kind of take for granted, but I think that is really cool, the way they did that. Now, looking at the actual Wikipedia page for this, it says that I guess the band were invited to actually watch the launch. We met our liaison man, who conducted us safely into the VIP zone in the pre-dawn hours. We were due to play that night in Dallas, so we couldn't wait much longer. Finally, they announced the launch. Oh, the loud truck. Finally, they announced that the launch would be scrubbed for that day. Well, we ran for the car, and our daring driver sped off around the traffic jams, down the median and the highway, and got us to the airport barely in time. And then the next night, we had a show in San Antonio, after which we drove off immediately, clambered into a jet, flew straight back to Florida. This time, the launch took place on schedule. So that is a schedule. Not only were they to count down for the song and for the shuttle, they were on countdown just with their time. I remember thinking to myself as we flew back, this is Neil Peart, by the way. I remember thinking to myself as we flew back to Fort Worth after a couple days without sleep, we've got to write a song about this. It was an incredible thing to witness, truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I can only hope that the song comes even close to capturing the excitement and awe that we felt that morning. That's wonderful. I like that. I like the inspiration, especially because of such a magical, scientific, unique, and technological achievement. Anyways, I've done talking enough. Let me know what you guys thought of the track. Let me know what you thought of the album. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know those thoughts down in the comments down below. You can also follow me on Twitter. If you'd like to support myself and the channel financially, you can do that for as little as $2 a month on Patreon. You don't have to, but you can. And that's it. That's the video. That's the thing. That's everything I got to say. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.